Continúa.
Cultura, empate, ataque, ara, mengalahkan खान मालिमा हाँ एक आकार देकर से खान नाम को देना
मानसिका ये जो है आपका जी फोन से कराना वो
Okay, we will start until the others join. Let the others join. Okay. I'm extremely sorry because I couldn't join yesterday because I was doing some revision work with some students in the Horizon campus. I'm teaching there for the master's degree. So I had to do some revision work for the exam. So anyway, that we'll start with the definition of guidance and counseling.
ini kita tadi itu ada mana kan
Right. Let's talk about guidance. Actually, what is guidance and who should give guidance? Now it's time for you to talk. So we'll have an interactive session rather than I am just explaining everything. I would like to get your ideas as well. So it's better if you can talk and we can have an interactive session. Right. So what is guidance? The word guidance, magapenvima. What do you mean by that? Margopadeshane, guidance. Can anybody talk? What do you mean by guidance? It doesn't matter whatever the things you say. I don't mind.
Ever pakai?
Oh. Yes, what is guidance and who should give guidance? Katakara. It's time for you to talk. And make
Family, friends.
Yes, tell.
Family and friends, madam.
Yes. So what is guidance? Now, actually, do we need guidance?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, we need guidance, right? So then when do we need guidance? Is there any particular time that we need guidance?
When we want to the help,
Yes. Now, guidance is some assistance. That means some support. Whenever we need certain support from people. That is called guidance. So, Galaxy A10, can you please mute your mic? Galaxy A10. I don't know who the name is. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Right, I have to share the screen again. Right. So, guidance is something that means an assistance or support that we need whenever necessary. Right. So, we call that guidance we need from cradle to grave. That means the day we were born until we die, we need the guidance of somebody. Right. So, as an example, now then, when there are some family problems that you need to discuss among your family members, sometimes your father may help you to overcome it, or sometimes your grandparents, or maybe relatives. So then, who can be considered as guides? The guides are like who can give guidance? Yeah, who can give guidance? Tell me. Guidance can be given by
family
parents,
members,
family
parents,
members, then
friends, relatives,
relatives, friends, yes, relatives, friends, then even siblings, brothers and sisters, right? So anybody can give
teachers.
guide. Yes, teachers, principals, very people in the society, so they can give guidance, right? So then uh, sometimes that they give ready-made solutions. Now, as an example, if you want to apply for a job, you may ask from somebody whether this is suitable for me or what kind of course should I follow. So you get some guidance from some people. So here in the case of guidance, people can give you ready-made solutions. Samhara solutions, egolama dena, right? So you can get some solutions from the guides, right? So it is to solve some problems. Whenever you have a problem, you get guidance. When you want to learn about a job, you get guidance. Then when you have some problems related to your life or some other problems, then you get some guidance from people to solve the problem, right? Okay, we'll go to the next one. Okay, if we consider about educational guidance, guidance related to education, right? So if we consider it as a concept, guidance deal with maximum development of an individual, right? So they expect maximum development. Individuals' maximum development is expected and enable the individual to take his or her own decisions. Guidance වලින් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන කෙනෙක්ගේ maximum development, සම්පූර්ණ development, maybe that in education, skills, knowledge, attitudes, everything, right? So then it enables the individual, the person who has a problem, to take his or her own decisions. Then, if we consider it as a process, guidance involves making an individual aware of his or her capabilities and skills. So sometimes we don't know our skills, our abilities, but sometimes when we discuss with somebody, so when we get some advice from somebody, we can understand our abilities and capabilities. So we ourselves sometimes we can't understand that. So other people can make us aware about it. So then the most important thing is sometimes when we are unable to take decisions, they help us. As an example, think of the children who are selecting subjects for their A levels. So they face in difficulty to select a subject. Right now, so imagine now the parents ask them to do bioscience. The child is interested in doing arts because the child is very good in drawing or whatever it is. So therefore, he needs to do arts, but parents urge him to do science subjects or math subjects. Then in such cases, the child is helpless. parents In such cases, they can consult a teacher or a very good relative who is aware of this. So then they can help him to take a decision. So decision decision. So therefore, they help the child to take his right decision regarding his problem. So therefore, the guides, they facilitate a person to have a balanced personality and for total development of the person. So then, why do we call that is an integral part of education? අධ්‍යාපනයේ අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි කියලා කියන්නේ ඇයි guidance? Just tell why. Yes, why do we need that? Yes, Buddha? Yes, tell why do we tell that's an integral part? Guidance අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි education. Why? What's that? Why do you say it's an integral part of education? Don't you need guidance in your learning teaching process?
We need, madam.
Yes. At what occasions you need guidance?
Several time.
Give some
Several.
examples.
During our exam time.
Exam time, you need guidance of the teachers, how to answer the questions, how to manage time, and what sections you need to study. What else? When you are doing assignments also, you need guidance, how to do that.
Yes.
When preparing for exams, when you are doing assignments, what else?
Decision making.
Yes. What are the decisions you may happen to make? Give some examples.
Problem solving.
So what kind of problems you may encounter? In your learning teaching process, what kind of problems you may encounter?
Because the students are not in the same level,
Sometimes
then
you
we
may
have
happen
to
to
face some problems.
you may happen to select an optional subject, whether to select arts, music or dancing, or whether to select some basket subject, whether to ICT, literature. So then you are in a problem. Then you can talk with your teachers or parents or any other knowledgeable person to come to a conclusion to select subjects. So when you want to select subjects, in any case, when you are getting ready for exams, when doing presentations or assignments or assessment, so at every occasion, you need guidance of somebody, right? So therefore, it helps to achieve the goals, expected goals in education. As well as sometimes you don't understand, you have some potentials. Potentials means inner abilities. So as an example, now when we consider about our students, the students who have never danced in their life, they dance when they come here because it's essential for them to do. It's compulsory for them. It's mandatory for them to dance in music and singing. So people who have never danced, people who have never drawn a picture, they have to do it, and they know that they can do, because sometimes they have understood that they have these capacities only after coming to the College of Education. So like that, in order to identify some inner talents, inner abilities, inner potentials, that you need the guidance of somebody. So what's the main objective of guidance and counseling? What's the main objective? Yes, what's the main objective? What's the purpose of guidance and counseling? That is the total development of individual, the overall development. Overall development is not only the mm, knowledge, it's knowledge, attitudes,
Behavior.
skills, behavior, leadership skills,
Skills.
interpersonal relationships, right? So all these things. So it's the expectation of all these things. So they expect the children to develop all these things, right? So then thereby they help to realize the objectives in their lives, aims and objectives in their lives, right? Then so it is not only related to so now we consider guidance as an integral part of education. It is because I told you that in education that they need to improve their knowledge, skills and attitudes, right? So apart from that, they need to identify their talents, their skills, what they can do, what they have to improve. So all these things they learn through guidance, right? So then there are certain people who have given some definitions to guidance. Right. Read the first one. What has Arthur J. Jones told about guidance? Yes, what has he told? No, it's there in the note. What has he told about guidance? Ken, you
It
have to
is
read.
the education.
All guidance is education. Yes,
Education.
but mm,
Some aspect of education are not guidance.
then
Their objectives are the same, that is development of the individual, but methods used in education are not the same as those used in guidance.
right. So then he says all guidance is education, but some aspects of education are not guidance. All guidance වල හැම එකක්ම education එකට සම්බන්ධයි, but ඔක්කොම education guidance නෙවෙයි. Their objectives are the same. So that is to develop the individual. But the method they do, how they do is not the same. එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Then what's the definition given by National Vocational Guidance Association? Read that also.
Guidance,
Guidance
Yeah, everybody can read. කියනවා කලුවෙන් කටවත් හුරු වෙනවනේ. Yes, it's okay. Everybody can read it. Okay? Yeah. Guidance.
guidance is the process of helping a person to
Mm.
develop and accept an integrated and adequate picture of himself and of his role in the world of work.
Yes, good. Guidance is the process of helping a person to develop and accept an integrated and adequate picture of himself. So it helps to develop a picture about oneself. What is this picture? About myself. Now, if I talk about myself, what are my strengths? What I can do? What I can't do? What should I improve? What should I omit out from my life? මොනවද අපි ඇති කරගන්නේ, මොනවද අපි අයින් කරගන්නේ, මට මොනවද පුළුවන්, මට මොනවද බැරි කියලා picture එකක් ඇති කරගන්න. Right? And his role in the world of work. මේ වැඩ ලෝකේ යාගේ තැන මොකක්ද කියලා හඳුර ගන්නවා. Right. Moser and Moser. What did Moser and Moser said? Yeah. Read. Yeah.
guidance is a point of view on a group of services, a field of study which we should require to choose as one of the emphasizes service.
Okay. Right. Guidance is a point of view on a group of services, a field of study, which we should require to choose as one of the emphasized services. Right. Then Clarence Clifford Dunsmore and Leonard M. Miller. Read that also. Read. Correctly.
Guidance is a means of helping individuals to understand and use wisely the educational, vocational, and personal opportunities they have or can develop and as a form of systematic assistance whereby students are aided in achieving satisfactory
Okay.
adjustment to school and in life.
Guidance is a means of helping individuals to understand and use wisely the educational, vocational, and personal opportunities. So it makes them aware about how to use educational, vocational, and personal opportunities they have or can develop, and as a form of systematic assistance whereby students are aided in achieving satisfactory achievement to school and in life. Okay. So then it's a kind of helping for individuals to understand their educational, vocational, personal opportunities. Right? Okay. Then, if we consider about guidance, it is a helping service. Guidance. Guidance encompasses problem solving and understanding one's abilities and environment. So guidance help them to solve problems, understand their abilities and their environment. So when they understand this, it can be done in groups or individually, right? So then it is a kind of assistance given to people. Guidance is kind of assistance or helping hand given to people whenever they need. Then guidance involves undertaking multifaceted activities to ensure that the development goal is achieved. So in guidance, we have to do number of activities to achieve the expected goals. Right. What did Mohin say about nature, about guidance? Yes. What did Mohin say about guidance? Read.
Guidance
Yes.
seeks to create within the child the need and power to explore and understand him or herself so that he or she is able to plan out his or her future growth and activities in a manner that offers maximum success and satisfaction.
Right. Guidance seeks to create within the child the need and power to explore and understand him. Through guidance, he can explore himself. එයාව තේරුම් ගන්න. හරි? එයාව හොයන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා guidance වලින්. Guidance seeks to create within the child the need and power to explore and understand. It gives power to explore him. එයාවම කවුද කියලා හොයාගන්නට උදව් වෙනවා. Right? So that he is able to plan out his future growth. Now he knows what I can do, what I can't do, what are my skills. So thereby it helps to plan his future, right? And it offers maximum success and satisfaction for the person. Right. Now, there are some other definitions given by William Proctor, George Myers, Herbert Hawkins. The Herbert Hawkins actually small, they're very short definition. It is education is guidance, guidance is education. That's all for Herbert Hawkins, right? Then Carl Rogers, Pepinski, Mohan. You find this definition and bring when you come next day. Definition. So again, so now at the exam that you will get the chance to write a definition of guidance. Right? So out of all the definitions, you can study one good definition. Balanced definition exam. Right. Because at every exam, you will ask a definition of guidance. Right. So then guidance is based on certain basic principles. There are certain basic principles in guidance, right? So then, as we told earlier, the aim of guidance is the holistic development, total personality development. Main principle total personal development. Develop not only the physical appearance, that is knowledge, attitudes, skills, his leadership qualities, how does he adjust to the environment, everything. Knowledge about different fields, right? Then guidance aims at the total personal development of a person. The aim of guidance is not just achieving academic excellence. පාඩම් කරලා මේ තැනකට යන එක විතරක් නෙවෙයි guidance කියන්නේ. It focuses on the physical and social aspects of development of individual.
ඇවිල්ලා මම පණිවිඩ කිව්වද?
So it is not only the academic excellence. Academic පැත්ත කරන එක විතරක් නෙවෙයි. So social, how to behave with others, how to behave in the society, his physical appearance, physical growth. So everything is called total personality development. His attitudes, interaction with others, how he deals with other people, right? How he behaves in the society. So how he faces challenges, how he solves problems. All these things comprise total personality development. Then guidance recognizes the individuality of every person. Right? So we know that every person is unique. So I am very much different to you. You are different to your sister. Your sister is different to your brother. So like that, every person has unique characteristics. අපි හැමෝම තමයි අපිට ආවේනික වෙච්ච ලක්ෂණ තියෙනවා. අපි හැමෝම එක වගේ නෑ. Even if we consider about identical twins, එක වගේම twins දෙන්නෙක් ගත්තත් there are so many differences in those two. Right? So then guidance is based on the principle that every individual is different from the other. හැම කෙනාම අනිත් කෙනාට වෙනස්. And every person is unique. එයාටම ආවේනිකයි. Right? There are no two people who are the same. So then, guidance emphasizes the fact that every person needs to be shown respect as the dignity of an individual is supreme. So therefore, we can't blame other people or hit other people because we can't do that. අපිට කාටවත් අයිතියක් නැහැ ගහන්න බලින්න. Because we need to show respect to everybody. Everybody has a dignity. මොකටම අභිමානයක් තියෙනවා. Right? So then, guidance emphasizes the fact that every person needs to be shown respect. අපි හැම කෙනාටම ගරු කරන්න ඕනේ. So because they have the dignity. ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන ආත්ම ගෞරවයක්. Right? So then we have to protect that. We have to respect the person to protect their dignity. So it doesn't have any thing to do with their age, gender, appearance. So we should not consider about these things. We have to show respect to each and every person. Whatever the flaws they have. So we should think that they have a dignity. Respect. So therefore we have to respect everybody without considering any other fact. Then guidance assists individual behavior process. Guidance affects the behavior of an individual and enables a person to gain better control over his behavior. Now, sometimes we have to give guidance for certain people who are not behaving well. Guidance right? Right? Sometimes that your teachers, your principal, so your parents, your adults in the society, they advise you. Don't do this. It's not good. Like that. Then, guidance is based on cooperation as a helping service. That is a cooperation. Cooperation means that's between the person who guide and between you. Guide group. That's between guide and the group. So it's a cooperative service. Guidance. The person who is seeking help must be ready to cooperate with the one providing help for the best results. That, as I told you, if the guide, even though guide is ready to give guidance, if the person who is receiving it is not ready, he can't give guidance. Yeah, that's guidance. Guidance in the back. It's a business between two parties, guide and the receiver. So they too should agree to cooperate. Otherwise, we can't get guidance and it's useless. Guidance cannot be forced upon an individual. Balahatkaren guidance in the bear, right? If guidance is forced upon someone, the person may not cooperate and may even become stubborn. So if the person is not cooperate, we can't give guidance by force. By force, then pull on the guidance can. Right. So it's a continuous and sequential process. It's a continuous process, right? So since the main goal is overall development of the person, it's a lifelong process. It starts from the cradle, totil and up to the grave. Totil marana manchake venakampata guidance onikage hari. As a lifelong and continuous process, guidance begins at home. Right? So it begins at home, right? Who gives guidance at home? Yes? Who gives guidance?
Parents.
Parents give. Who else? Parents,
Grandparents,
grandparents, then
siblings,
siblings, maybe your
siblings,
relatives, right? So they give guidance.
neighbors,
Neighbors, right? Then after that, where do you get guidance? After home?
school,
You get it from the school. Who is there at school to give you guidance?
Teachers,
teacher,
Yes,
friends,
principal, even peers,
principal,
your peers, friends, right? And you will get guidance from the community. Community means your society. From the society also, you learn certain things, the right and wrong, values, attitudes, right? So you learn all these things from the society as well, right? So then there are people who guide an individual into imbibe the right values and attitudes to develop as an individual. So now when we become partners in the society, we have to develop certain values. Correct attitudes, right? Good skills, right? So then principles of guidance according to Crow and Crow. Crow and Crow has given some principles in guidance. What's the first one? What's the first principle given by Crow and Crow?
principle of all-round development.
All-round development, total personal development. So according to this principle, guidance must consider the overall development of an individual. As I told you, knowledge, attitudes, skills, leadership qualities, interaction, Amita? Yeah, behavior, yes, behavior, adjusting to the environment, all these things, right? Okay. Then what's the next one?
Principle of human uniqueness.
Uniqueness, principle of human uniqueness. So according to this principle, guidance considers the fact that every individual is unique. I told you that there are no two people who are the same. Even if we consider identical twins ගත්තා. So they are not same. ඒගොල්ලෝ එක වගේ නෑ. They are different. Right? So even if you find conjugated twins ලා කියලා කියන්නේ මේ කවුද? මොන twins ලාද?
සමනියුන්න
ඇමුදේ? සමනියුන්නේ ඒක identical twins නේ. Conjugated කියලා කියන්නේ අර බද්ධ වෙලා ඉන්න අය. කොහෙන් හරි. They also have different interests. I can remember sometimes back there were two conjugated twins. ඒගොල්ලෝ දුකද බද්ධ වෙලා හිටියේ. So one wanted to become a lawyer and other one wants to become some artist or something, right? So then Galaxy A10s පොඩ්ඩක් mute කරගන්නවද? Galaxy A10s. So it's difficult for us to continue when you are just disturbing. Okay, thank you. Right. So then, if we consider about the principle of human uniqueness, according to this, that every individual is unique. මේ හැම කෙනාම තමන්ට ආවේනිකයි. Right? So then they have very distinct characteristics. And ඒගොල්ලන්ටම ආවේනික වෙච්ච ලක්ෂණ තියෙනවා. Right? So therefore, Guidance therefore meets individual development and helps the needs of individuals in different manner. Guidance කියලා කියන්නේ. So they help their needs. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ එක එක අවශ්‍යතාවලට උදව් කරන දෙයක් තමයි guidance එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. In different manner. Advising සමහරට advice කරලා. Sometimes they give information, තොරතුරු දීලා. Sometimes by directing them, ඒගොල්ලන් තැනකට යොමු කරලා. Now, as an example, if somebody needs to find a course එකක් හොයාගන්න ඕනේ කියලා හිතා. As an example, somebody wants to enter the colleges of education. So, they can be given information. තොරතුරු දෙන්න නැත්නම් කාහරි contact කරගන්න number එකක් දෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් so if they want to follow a course leaflet එකක් දෙනවා. Right? නැත්නම් එක් කරගෙන යනවා එතෙන්ට. So they are guidance. All these things are guidance. So we can give guidance in different manner whenever people need. Right? Do you have an understanding of this now? Anything you want to get clarified?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can clear.
Okay, right. Right, then what's the next one? Next principle given by Pro and Crow?
Principle of holistic development.
Yeah, principle of holistic development. We were talking about it all the time. So it focuses on the total development of the personality. So it's not only the physical appearance, not only the knowledge, not only the attitudes, all these things, knowledge, attitude, skills, leadership, behavior, adjustment to the society, all these things, right? So then, next one.
Principle of cooperation.
Principle of cooperation. So then nobody can force to get guidance. අට බලහත්කාරකම් කරන්න බෑ guidance ගන්න කියලා. So there should be a cooperation between the guide and the person who gets guidance. ඉතින් අතර සම්බන්ධයක් තියෙන හොඳ cooperation එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ හොඳ guidance එකක් ඇති වෙන්න නම්. Right. Next one. What's the next principle? Principle of, yeah. Next one.
Principle of continuity.
Yeah, principle of continuity. So according to this principle, guidance must be provided to an individual who need help in all stages of life. That's why we tell it as a continuous process. When does it start? When does giving guidance start? I told you earlier. When does it start and when does it ends?
From our birth to till death.
Yeah, from cradle to grave. Cradle can totil indala marana manchake venakam. From cradle to grave, we need guidance of somebody. Kaage hari guidance apita own. Right, there's another principle. What is that?
Principle of extension.
Extension.
Principle of extension. According to this principle, guidance is not limited to children who are studying in school. Not only for the children that is guidance is needed. So there's no specific age. So everybody needs guidance, right? So guidance must be provided to people of all ages, right? Everybody who need guidance, they get guidance from somebody, right? So then guidance must be provided to all people who can benefit from it directly or indirectly. So everybody can get guidance. ඕනිම දෙයකට guidance ගන්න පුළුවන් ඕනිම අවස්ථාවක ඕනිම වයසක. Right, next one.
Principle of elaboration.
Principle of elaboration. Right. So then when guidance is provided as an integral part of education, we අත්‍යවශ්‍ය එකක් විදිහට guidance දෙනකොට the curriculum and teaching techniques must be elaborated in such a manner that guidance can turn out to be an effective process. So according to him, guidance can be an effective process, especially in education, when the teaching techniques and the curriculum are elaborated. Elaborated කියලා කියන්නේ හැමෝටම තේරෙන විදිහට හොඳට කරුවාම guidance දැන් අපි ගුරුවරයෙකු ගන්නවා කියන එකත් එක්තරා guidance එකක්නේ. So when they are teaching, so it should be done using teaching techniques that can be understood by the students. That is also kind of elaboration. Teaching techniques, using teaching techniques and teaching curriculum in a manner the students can understand. So that is called principle of elaboration. What's the next one?
Principle of adjustment.
Principle of adjustment. So then guidance must aim at helping an individual adjust to his physical, mental, and social needs and environment, right? So then sometimes you may happen to adjust to the environment. So if we consider about the colleges of education, now we have a new intake. There are some students who can't adjust to the new environment. So they want to go home, they feel homesick, so they can't adjust to the new environment. But guidance teach people to adjust to the environment. අලුත් පරිසරයකට හැඩ ගැහෙන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් guidance වලින්. Right? So his physical, mental, social needs. අපිට physically adjust වෙන්න, mentally and socially. So we can learn to adjust through guidance. Right. There's another one. What's that?
Principle of individual needs.
What do you mean by principle of individual needs? According to this principle, the needs of every individual are different. My needs are different to your needs. අපේ එක එක්කෙනාගේ needs වෙනස්. So guidance must be provided in accordance with these needs. ඒ නිසා එක එක්කෙනාගේ needs සහ demands අනුව තමයි guidance අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ. මට guidance වෙන්න ඕනේ එක දෙයකට, වාට ඕනේ තව දෙයකට. So maybe that I need guidance to follow a course somewhere. So you may need guidance to do some work like that. Each one's need for getting guidance is different. And guidance must enable an individual to take decisions that meet his or her needs. තමන්ගේ needs සපුරාලන්න guidance ගන්න වෙනවා, decision ගන්න වෙනවා. So that is also a need. Decision එකක් ගන්න ඕනි වෙනවා කියන එක තමන්ගේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක්. So in such cases they need the guidance of somebody. Maybe the child needs to select some subjects, select streams in A-levels, take the decision to go to another school, take the decisions to take up some sports, right? So then they need guidance. And the child needs to do some sports. මේ sports කරොත් මට මේක ඉගෙනුමට බාධාවක් වෙයිද? නැත්නම් මේක helpful වෙයිද? So you can ask from the teachers and get some guidance. Okay. Next one.
Principle of expert opinion.
Sometimes you need the expert opinions, right? So according to this principle, serious problems related to guidance must be directed at people who are experts and can help an individual with their opinion. Sometimes you may need the guidance of expert people. හරි යමකට expert කෙනෙක්ගෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ සමහර guidance. Right? ඒ subject එකට අදාළ expert කෙනෙක්ගෙන්. So that is called principle of expert opinion. What's the next one?
Principle of evaluation.
Principle of evaluation, right? The principle states that guidance programs must be evaluated for their effectiveness. We have to evaluate now. Here your results are evaluated to see whether how many of them have passed the exam, how many have failed. Then your term tests are evaluated, marks are evaluated. බලනවා මේක effective ද කියලා දීපු guidance එක. They evaluate, right? If a guidance program is not effective, improvement must be brought about to make it effective and efficient. අපිට ඒ කරන program එකක් effective නැත්නම් ඒක improve කරන්න ඕනේ, ඒක effective වෙන්න, ඒක efficient වෙන්න. So then we need to evaluate කරොත් තමයි ඒකේ තියෙන අඩුපාඩු අපිට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Certain things we have to evaluate to identify the things to be developed. Right. Right. There's another one.
Principle of responsibility.
Right. So according to this principle, guidance is the responsibility of qualified professional. Right. So there are some certain qualified people who give their service as a guide. Next one.
Principle of periodic
Appraisal. Appraisal. Can sadhana. It means, okay. According to this principle, guidance programs must be appraised at periodic intervals. කාලෙන් කාලෙට ඒ programs සාධනය කරන්න ඕනේ. So we have to evaluate the programs from time to time. Then only we can improve the effectiveness of the work. Then only we can improve the effectiveness of the work in a proper manner. Right. Okay. Then, so why do we consider guidance is important? Okay, read the first one. Why we consider that guidance is important for people? What's the first one?
It promotes
It promotes self-understanding and
self-direction.
self-direction.
Right. So guidance gives self-understanding. It enables us to understand ourselves. What do we understand about ourselves? What do we understand about ourselves? Yeah.
Some
What
mistake.
are our strength and what are our weakness?
Yeah, what are our strengths? What are our weakness? What we should improve? What should we omit out? අපි අයින් කරන්න ඕනේ මොනවද? මොනවද වැඩි දියුණු කරන්න ඕනේ? Right. Okay. Right. Next one. Then it gives self-direction. Self-direction means අපිට තනියම අපිට යන්න තනියම ඉගෙන ගන්න තනියම යමක් කරන්න අපිට උගන්වනවා. Next one.
It promotes optimal development of an individual.
It promotes optimal development of an individual. I told you. What do you mean by this development? What is this development? I told you what kind of development is it?
Behavior, environment, skills, knowledge, leadership, attitudes.
Okay, everything. Right. Okay. Next one.
It helps individual to solve different problems.
Different problems.
Okay. So then it helps an individual solve different problems. What kind of problems? What are these different problems they have to solve? Related to what?
Studies.
Yes. Yeah, related to education. What else?
Marriage.
Yes, marriage, related to marriage.
Job.
Related to profession, vocation. Related to education. Yes, Budaya.
Some important decision.
Yes, some important decisions they have take in their life, right? So then sometimes they have some problems that they need some support. Because about depression, stress. So in such cases also they can get some guidance from people. Right. Next one. Read the next one.
It helps in academic growth and development.
Right. The guidance help them for academic growth. For their studies, they can get guidance for growth and development of academic work. Right. Okay. Next one.
It helps in making vocational choices.
What do you mean by vocational choices? Selecting what?
Selecting our what we going to study in the future, like
not study, no, but what is vocation? It's job, right? So selecting the correct job. Now imagine, so what, sometimes you may like to become a teacher. Your friend may like to become a graphic designer. The other one may like to become a lawyer. So then you get some advice, some guidance to select the best job for you, best vocation, to select the most suitable vocation, right? Sometimes if you go to a job due to the influence of the parents, you are not a successful person. So there are some students who have come for teaching because of the influence of their parents. They are not successful. So they are successful if they love that thing. If they have the best choice only, they will be successful, right? Next one.
It promotes social as well as personal adjustment of an individual.
Right. It promotes social as well as personal adjustment, right? So, what do you mean by social and personal? Social adjustment is what? What is social adjustment? Anybody? What is social adjustment? What do you mean by social adjustment? So there are some people who can associate anybody in the society, who become friendly, who interact with people. But there are some people who always try to be cornered. They don't like to associate people. They are so scared of people. සමාජශීලී නැති අය ඉන්නවා. So then we have to promote social skills, right? Social adjustment. අපේ සමාජයට හැඩගැහෙන්න ඕනේ. Then personal adjustment. අපිට සමහරට අපි පුද්ගලයා විදියට සමහර දේවල් වෙනස් කරන්න වෙනවා. Our behavior, our habits and customs, the way we think, we have to change, we have to adjust according to the environment and according to the society, right? So now imagine now the children who are coming from rural area, and if they come to the town, they have to adjust to the town. They have to adjust to the school. They have to adjust to the people in the environment, right? Next one.
It promotes better family life.
Yes, sometimes you may need guidance from adults for a better family life. When you have problems in your family, you may happen to get guidance from others. අනිත් guidance ගන්න වෙනවා. Right. Next one.
It promotes optimal use of resources.
Yes, resources. When we use resources, you may happen to get guidance from others to make them optimal. Next one, last one.
It promotes national development.
National development. So being teachers, you are doing a national responsibility. So then for that also we need guidance. You get guidance from the ISA, you need guidance from the principal, you need guidance from some other teachers, senior teachers to improve certain things in your children.
Sectional head.
Amata?
Sectional head.
Yeah, you get advice from the sectional head. Sometimes you get advice or support from some lecturers from other colleges of education or from universities, right? Some scholars. Sometimes you get guidance from retired people. So with this national development, so to do some workshops, to certain activities, you get some guidance from outsiders. Okay. In relation to education, guidance is viewed as a specialized service that is related to education. It's a specialized service which helps an individual to solve his problems by opting for the right solution to his problem. So now, related to education, he gets guidance to solve his problems and find the correct solutions, the most suitable solutions to his problems. If we consider about it as a general service, then specialized service එකක්නේ. අපේ education එකේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න වලට තියෙන විසඳුම් හොයාගන්න එක. ඒකට හොඳම solutions හොයාගන්නවා ඒකට. ඊට පස්සේ general service එකක් ගත්තොත්, a general service which is similar to education and the various educational process, we can consider it as a specialized service as well as a general service. සාමාන්‍ය service එකකට ගන්න පුළුවන් education එක. ඒක specialized service එකකට ගන්න පුළුවන් අපේ specific problem වලට. Right. Okay. Next one. A sub-process of education which focuses on developmental needs of the learners. So for the needs that we get guidance. Okay. What's the definition given by Secondary Education Committee from 1952 to 1953? What did they say about guidance?
Guidance involves in the difficult art of helping boys and girls to plan their future wisely and to live and work in the world.
Guidance involves in the difficult art of helping boys and girls to plan their future wisely and to live and work in the world. So, according to them, they need guidance. The boys and girls need guidance to plan their future. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අනාගතය සැලසුම් කරන්න and to do the best job in the world of work. හොඳම job එක කරන්න. ඒකට ගැලපෙනම job එක කරන්න. So they need guidance from somebody. Okay. Now, Guidance has always been an integral part of education. Guidance කිව්වහම ඒක අත්‍යවශ්‍ය කොටසක් education වල. However, over the last few years, the need for guidance has increased. අපිට guidance කියන එක සෑහෙන ඕනි වෙලා තියෙනවා පහුගිය අවුරුදු කීපේ. What are the reasons for that? I'll give you 5 minutes to get ready. You think and write down the reasons, because that now we need more and more guidance. And what are the reasons? Fine. I'll give you 5 minutes. You note down and then we'll discuss. Quickly do. Okay, now the 5 minutes are over. Okay, tell me, why we have needed guidance a lot? What are the reasons?
Social expectations.
Social
Expectations is
exploitation. Exploitation. What do you mean by that? Just explain what it is.
mm,
Don't think in very high manner. Just think something why we need guidance now. What are the reasons? You think of
careers.
Amrita?
Career.
Ah, yes, there are some problems related to the job, right? Career.
Leadership, madam.
That if we
Technological advancement.
technological,
Advancement.
okay, technological advancement. So because of the technological advancements, now people have addicted to the social media and games. If you consider about children, they have got addicted to games and various things. So they need guidance of somebody. Okay, what else?
Due to academic pressures.
They have some academic pressures because
Mental health challenges.
yeah, they have some challenges. So academic pressures because when they can't face the competition in the society, so they need guidance. Then
Globalization, madam.
yes, so sometimes that the whole world has become a global village, so they have to compete with others, right? If they want to even to find a good job in the world market, labor market, so they need to compete with others. They have to find good courses and follow them, get through them, right? Okay, what else?
Then fulfilling the parental expectations.
Yeah, fulfilling the parental expectations. So they have high hopes. So whenever the students can't fulfill them, they are in distress manner. So they need guidance of somebody, right? Okay, what else?
Control the emotional and mental health, madam.
Sometimes they can't control their mental health. They can't control their emotions. So then they need the guidance of somebody to do that. They get angry, right? Okay, what else?
Career uncertainty.
Those who are addicted for the drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. So then there are some children who have got addicted to drugs, alcohol, gaming, right? So then they need guidance to overcome them and to have a better path in their life. Yes. Then
Competitiveness of education.
yes, competitiveness in education also have made them suffering from stress, depression. Now there are so many children who are suffering from depression. They can't bear up the things. So they need guidance of somebody. Right. Then
Cultural awareness.
cultural awareness and cultural differences also has caused some problems. Right. Yeah.
Personal development, ma'am.
What do you mean by personal development?
What to say?
What do you want to say?
Those who are trying for suicide in young age.
Yes. So there are some children who want to commit suicide due to certain problems. They can't bear up the problems. So they think that committing suicide is the only solution in their life. Right now, if you consider about that girl who jumped out of this Lotus Tower, right? So what was her problem? Why did he do? Why did she do so?
Because of her friend's death, madam.
So then, actually, people should be able to bear up things. Now, it's not now even if they can't bear up things, how can we live? So we need to bear things. Now we have to face that. That's the real truth. even our loved ones, they depart us due to various reasons. But we can't, if everybody tries to commit suicide, what will happen in the society? So we have to bear up our pains, right? So bear up our sorrows. We should not try to commit suicide because that they are our they are our. Now she has to think of her parents who have brought up her from the very beginning up to 16 years. So rather than her friends, she had to think of her parents, right? Okay. Oh, this is the reality. Now the children can't bear up things. Even for small, minor things, they get depression and they suffer. Right. No. Now these are the things. The need for guidance has increased during the past few years due to advancement in technology. Because of the advancement in technology, most of the children have their smartphones. Now after Corona, they started to use the smartphones, and these smartphones brought them some advantages as well as some disadvantageous situations, right? So they got used to play games and some unsuitable behaviors because of the smartphones. Then social change, the changes in the society has brought posed them problems. Globalization. Now we have to we are global citizens. We have to work with other countries. So it has also caused some problems. Need for outstanding leadership. So when taking leadership, some people cannot bear the responsibilities and face the challenges. So they need guidance. Changes in morality and integrity. Lofty aspirations. Lofty aspirations means there are some ambitions that they cannot fulfill. So these things pose them for problems. Now imagine now a child who is not good at mathematics, if he wants to become an engineer or some other person who should improve, who should related to audit or accountant, it is not realistic. So then we should know our skills, our capacities, what we can do, and we have to build up our future ambitions accordingly, right? Then guidance need to be made available at the very basic and ground level in educational institutes. Now, guidance is needed for each and every person in our institutions. So then, now in some schools we have counselors. In some schools we don't have, but teachers can act as guides. Teachers cannot be counselors because counselors need a professional training. Therefore, everybody can act as guides. හැමෝටම guides වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Professional training එකක් ඕනේ counselor කෙනෙක් වෙන්න. We can guide somebody, we can advise somebody, we can give some information, help them whenever they need something. So we all can become guides. So therefore this guidance should be given from the very beginning of every institute. හැම teacher කෙනෙක්ම හොඳ guide කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ institutes වල. ස්කෝලවල ඕනිම ඉගෙන ගන්න තැනක. Then the individual can adjust to his or her environment socially, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we have to prepare a set of children who can adjust to the environment. So when they cannot adjust, only they are suffering from depression, anxiety, stress, and all these things. So we should prepare a kind of generation who can adjust to the environment, who can adjust to the society, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Right? That's the duty of the teachers. එහෙම නැති අය තමයි දැන් අපිට මේ දවස්වල. So we got a lot of students who are suffering from depression. හරි ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා depression ළමයි. චූටි දේවල් තමයි හේතු වෙලා තියෙන depression වලට. So therefore we have to build good personality in them. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අර personality එක ශක්තිමත් නැති වුණාම තමයි weak වුණාම තමයි depression වෙන්නේ. So we have to build up good personality in them. So if you become teachers, it's your responsibility to build up such personality in the students. Right. Now, there's a question, right? I'll give you 10 minutes to answer this question. Now read the question, everybody. Read the question. Now, tell me, oh, sorry. Up to this place, is there anything that you cannot understand? What any place that you did not understand? If you can question me. You can question me. What is this? You can question me. What is it? If there's anything that you did not understand, tell me. මුකුත්ම තේරුන්නේ නැද්ද? You didn't understand anything related to guidance?
We understood, madam.
Okay.
Understood, madam.
Yeah. Is there any problem that you want to get clarified?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll go to the question. I'll give you 10 minutes. Read the question first. Yeah, louder. I tried.
I tried a lot of the exam.
What's the
However,
exam? However,
expectation shattered. I
Ah.
cannot sit the exam again.
Mm.
I have not repeated any of the exams up to now. I feel that all the targets in my life are a failure. A mother tells with you about such statements often uttered by her son even a month after the release of the GCE A-level results.
Right. Now the child has told these things. I tried a lot for the exam. I worked hard for the exam. However, all my expectations shattered. I wanted to pass the exam, but now I couldn't do that. All my hopes are over, finished. I cannot sit the exam again. I can't sit A level again. I have not repeated any of the exams up to now. I have never repeated any exam. This is the only exam I failed. I feel that all the targets in my life are a failure. ඔක්කොම fail මම ඉවරයි. A mother tells with you about such statements often uttered by her son, even month after release of GCA level results. After a month after getting A level results, this child repeatedly telling this. Right. Okay. First part of the question. Read
In
number
such
1.
a situation, what is the first thing you should do as a teacher?
Right. If this is the situation, if this was told to you, ඔයාට නම් මේක කිව්වේ, what is the first thing you should do as a teacher? මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම දේ. Next one.
Indicate the problem this student is faced with and give 2 reasons that have influenced it.
Yeah. So what is the problem with this child and what are the reasons for the problem? Right. Next one.
State 3 suggestions for remedial program that can be implemented with parent-teacher participation in order to bring back the pupil to normal and point of how it can be implemented.
Right. Now you give 3 suggestions for remedial program. Now this child, to improve this child, what can if we can suggest 3 remedial programs for this child with the participation of parent and teacher to bring this child back to normal. Now he is upset. Now we want to take him to normal, bring him to normal. So what are the programs? What are the programs you suggest and how to implement them? Okay. I'll give you 10 minutes. So sharp 9, we'll discuss. Everybody has to try out this question. Everybody write some answers. Okay? 10 minutes is enough for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
madam.
Okay, answer the questions. If you need anything that you can ask, right? Anything to be clarified or anything you can ask. Okay, right. I think now the time is up. Tell me your answers. I tried a lot for the exam. However, all my expectations shattered. I cannot sit the exam again. I have not repeated any of the exams up to now. I feel that all the targets in my life are a failure. A mother tells with you about such statements often uttered by her son even a month after the release of the GCA level results. In such a situation, what's the first thing you should do as a teacher? Give your answers.
The teacher should give the emotional supports.
To the child? How? How can the teacher give the emotional support?
Try to console her.
Mother? Consoling mother?
Teacher can find a time to talk with the student.
Finding time to talk with the student. What else?
Teacher can motivate the student.
Any other answers? Any other answers you can give for the first question?
The teacher can point out his strengths and capabilities.
Okay. Now the situation is this child has never failed any of the exams. Therefore, that he had high hopes about this A-level exam and now he can't bear up his failure. So in such situations, the teacher first and foremost thing the teacher has to tell the mother is to be close to the child. Right? Now maybe that it's no use of talking now because he's such distressed a lot. Okay? So therefore, teacher can advise the mother to be very close to the child. Give me one. Right. So then this child is depressed a lot because he cannot bear up his failure. Therefore, the first and foremost thing the teacher has to do is to advise the mother to be close to the child. Right? So be friendly, be close to the child. Right? Okay. Now, what's your answer for the second one? Because we can do the other things later on. Advising him or talking with him, we can do it later. But the first and foremost thing is we have to advise the mother to be close to him and to be with him. All right. Number 2. Indicate the problem the student is faced with and give 2 reasons that has influenced it. What's the problem this child is faced with? What's your answer?
Fear.
Okay.
Fear.
Fear. Okay. Fear. Fear for what?
Fear of repetitions.
Okay. Fear of repeating or fear of
Fear to fail.
yeah, fear of doing the exam again. Okay. What's the next one? Another one?
Negative thoughts of the exam.
Not performing well in the exam.
What's that? Negative?
negative thoughts of the exam because of he is the clever one,
Hmm.
but unfortunately he failed the exam.
Hmm.
Then he may be think about the negative thoughts. It will automatically it will come negative thoughts.
Hmm. Okay. Another one.
High
Lack of
expectations,
confidence.
pressure.
High expectations. Yes. High expectations. Because indicate the problem the students is faced. That's the problem. What's the problem and what are the reasons for that? Now the problem is he is disappointed. Right? So what are the reasons for that disappointment?
Difficulty in accepting failure.
Yeah, because he has never failed any exam, so he can't accept his failure. He can't accept his failure. So he doesn't know that
His,
people pass exam, people fail, and it's natural thing. He cannot accept his failure. He's disappointed. He is distressed. Okay. What else? What give another
o-
reason?
overconfidence.
Overconfidence? No, not overconfidence. Over expectation, high expectation. He had some high expectation about his A-level results, but unfortunately, he has failed. So he cannot. Other one is he has not trained to accept both victory and defeat in the same spirit. He has not learned to do that now. Especially people do sports because sports teach us to accept both victory and defeat. So we know that we can't win forever. Sometimes we get defeated. So therefore, he has not learned, he has not taught to accept both victory and defeat. Are there any other reasons? Any other reasons for his disappointment? His distress? Yeah.
Lack of experience with setbacks.
What do you mean by lack of experience?
Except he doesn't see failure.
Hmm.
So he don't have any experience in failure.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't have any experience in failing any exam. Therefore, he cannot bear it up. Since he has not failed any exam, he can't bear up this failure. Right. Third one, state 3 suggestions for remedial program that can be implemented with parent-teacher participation in order to bring back the pupil to normal and point out how it can be implemented. Okay. Now tell. Give 3 suggestions for remedial program for this boy.
Psychological counseling.
We can give him counseling, right? What else?
Parents and teachers communications.
So we can ask him to talk with his favorite teachers and his favorite relatives.
Giving positive vibes.
Give positive ideas about life and jobs. What else? What else?
Shows that he has so many paths to go in the future.
We can show him different paths he can go rather than going to the university. You can show him. He can do a lot of courses in universities and courses in some other institutions. He can go for a better job. Yeah. Then some more answers. That's all. Okay. So we can suggest the parents to emphasize him if he doesn't like to do his A levels to show him some other paths. He had to say that show some other paths like following courses in other institutions, and there are so many job opportunities he has rather than going to the university. Then we can meet him, his favorite teachers and religious leaders to make his mind. Then again, even if he wants to, even the parents can take him for pleasure trips to change his environment, right? So parents can take him for pleasure trips to change the environment. He's to forget about the problems he is thinking of. Then if he wants to do his A levels again, teachers can help him to prepare a timetable, right? And give some guidance for him to plan his studies, the time to do studies. Okay. Any other thing you can add to this? There are 3 suggestions. Any other idea you have? Right. So then if you are given this kind of scenario, you have to think of how to write the answers, correct answers, right? Okay. Any other thing you want to get clarified or any questions you have to ask before ending the lesson? Anything, if you have any problem in your, did you get the last week presentation? Did you get that? You didn't get?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll send both that and this one I'll send you. Okay, right. Any other thing you want to get clarified or anything that you did not understand? Any question you need to ask from me? මොනහරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න. මොනහරි තේරුන්නේ නැත්නම් අහන්න. Even if you have any problem related to this question you ask.
Excuse
Ma'am,
me.
we got today's lecture notes, but we didn't get the first day lecture notes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll send both. I'll send both.
Today's we received the today's lecture note, ma'am. Lecture note.
Okay.
Ma'am, if we find out physical symptoms, what are the physical symptoms he has?
So he may have right now, here he may have some depression, characteristics of depression, like that he can't eat and he is always isolated. He's thinking, right? Thinking, and he doesn't talk with other people, right?
Yeah.
Always want to get isolated from others, right? Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Getting angry always.
Yes, getting angry and he doesn't tolerate other people. That's all. Ask any other question related to the lesson. That's all. Can we conclude the lesson? Okay, so I will send you the the previous lecture note also. So thank you very much for joining, and we will meet in the next week again, right? If you have anything now, you go through the notes. You go through the notes, and if you have any problem that you cannot understand, you can ask, right? Next week.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, ma'am.
Okay. Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Okay, ma'am. Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, you're welcome.